What up, no shawty? We are back with BMF Season 3, Episode 9, Death Trap. We are in Florida, Miami Beach, chilling on the beach. So they go, Meech and T take their trip to Miami because they need to meet up with Francois, mechanic, artist, guy that can set up the compartments, the famous compartments in these transport vehicles that they're going to be using to transport their products so that they can utilize those highways in and out of Atlanta, from Miami, St. Louis, the D, Meech wants to take over the world. So this is just the first stepping stone to doing that. While there, Meech discovers that T has brought Markeisha with him. And Markeisha shows us who she really was in this episode. And hopefully, T, you finally see who Markeisha is, and he go ahead and take her up on her offer when she ever so disrespectfully, what was that she said about his good, that when he come back to Detroit, that he gonna have a milk stain, but I don't know. She was disrespectful. But hopefully T goes ahead, and she's just so out of pocket and disrespectful to T, and he don't even realize it. Because while she's being disrespectful to him, she's also stroking his ego about being a leader and stuff. But she's totally disrespectful to him and talks to him sideways and don't want to listen. So hopefully this is over. Even if it's over relationship-wise, I don't think it's over. I think she's going to be dirty and do something real dirty. That's just my guess with her. She just gives me those vibes that even when she gets back, she's going to do something for Snickety. She going to do something. I got a feeling she going to do something. So they set up the meeting at Club Foxy. This is where T and Meech needs to go and meet up with this mechanic guy. He wants to meet them there. So they get there and they're having a good time and they're chilling. They're waiting on him to arrive. One of the guys noticed that Angel is there. And T's asking me, did you know she was going to be here? And he's like, no, I didn't know she was going to be here. But I could have sworn she told him she was going to go to Miami. Maybe he just didn't know that she was coming that soon. But I feel like last episode, she told you she was going to Miami. But anyway. So they're there, and then they notice the MK boys are there as well. So they're like, nah, we ain't gonna be able to conduct business in here with them, because the MK boys get that attention and see them. You can tell that they ready to do something. So they wisely decide to just leave. Well, this upsets Francois, because he don't know why they weren't there for his meet. He just looks at it as a sign of disrespect. So the next day they go to meet up with him again, go to his place, and he's giving them the cold shoulder, don't want to deal with him because he feels disrespected that they didn't show up to the initial meet. Well, T, once again, since he's been operating without Meech, he done cut them little strings, and he steps in and he do a smart thing, because he sees that the guy's an artist. He's working on a piece, so he offers to buy the piece from the guy, and then even tell him, after the guy tell him how much he wants to sell it for, he tell him, hey, don't shortchange yourself like that. It's because the guy said 200. He says worth 250. Here's half. We'll bring the other half when we come to meet up with you tomorrow to discuss everything else. So T made a move to get them, a second chance with this guy, or as he called it, buy some time with the guy. So then we see Bryant. He's laying on his couch. You can tell he's been taking a few to the head again, and he gets a knock at the door, and it's Jen. And to my surprise, when she gets in there, he tells her what he's done to Tyson. And Jen is still in bed with Bryant. To me, she should cut ties because she wants to get back into the force, but she's still in bed with him. And she tells him, she comes with a bright idea that she wants to bug Henri. So she's going to bug Henri so that she can hear and they can, sort of get some dirt on Henri. She hooks up with her, and everything, and she's trying to she puts the bug in that cane that she likes to walk around in. They get busy. I'm surprised you gave it up, Jen. I didn't think you'd go there with Henri. I think that's gonna be, you really literally sleeping with the enemy. And I don't know. I think you messed up. But yeah. She puts the bug in her cane, and so she's successful because you later see her and Brian in the car, and they're listening to what they're discussing because she's really, really trying to find Tyson. She got people looking for Tyson, and they can hear them talking about it. So hey, they making their type moves. So we see Glock. He's at the funeral of his friend that Meech threw out that room, that hotel room that he sent to kill Meech. And he's at the boy's funeral, and he is hurt. He is feeling some type of way. He, even the little priest is doing his little thing, and he cuts him off and said, no, there's another way we can honor him, and that's through revenge. And he said he's going to get him. But then as they're leaving and the funeral's over, he catches a glimpse of Angel. She's at the funeral with him because that's her man. And he looks at his buddy and pretty much calls her, we're going to follow that snake, because he knows she really still got feelings for Meech. So he comes up with the idea that we need to follow her and let her lead us to Meech. So they follow her. She just goes to a little dance studio, but she peeps that they're following her. And she later meets up with Meech at the beach and let him know, listen, I could be, they after you. He's on you. He knows you're here. And I'm risking by coming to tell you this, to give you this warning. And so, I don't know, I guess they sort of back together now because they were together throughout the remainder of the show. You never saw her back with Glock. But I don't know. I hope she don't be another one that get caught up in the crossfire. So we get back to Atlanta and we see Remy. He's on the rampage looking for Meech. One of his boys come back and let him know, hey, I got word back that Meech is actually in Miami. And so Remy's like, what? Why are he going into the enemy territory? He ain't no punk like you, Remy. That's why. You wouldn't think to do that. But see, Meech is playing chess, not checkers. Remy, that's why he's over there. So, he couldn't understand, but he did come up with, he was like, hey, because his boy told him, listen, we saw, Duffy and the girl that be with him, we saw them leaving town in some vans. So they know that if they're leaving town in multiple vans, they get ready to transport something back. So he's like, we're going to have somebody waiting on. So the little slimy Remy dimed them out, and that's where they got their little, that's where the Red Dogs got their tip from. Remy and them done alerted the Red Dogs of, to be on the lookout of these vans transporting back into Atlanta. So the love trio saga continues with Charles, Lucille, and Maurice. So Charles gets invited to go on tour with the little gospel group that he performed with in the last episode. So they invite him to go on tour with them, and they tell him, listen, I guess they're going to take good care of him, because he was like, what about my job? It's like, listen, you're going to get paid doing this. You're going to eat, you're going to stay in hotels, blah, blah, blah. We're going to take care of you. So, of course, his mind is his marriage. So he goes and he invites Lucille to come and go with him. He said, hey, this will be the honeymoon we never had. It's a 6-week tour. We can eat in hotels. We can go to cities we haven't been to. Like, come on. And most women would have jumped at this. But see, Charles, the problem that you have is that you had a wife that wasn't happy. She wasn't happy in the marriage at all. And then you went and effed up. You went and messed up. So she's riding that wave up out of there that you messed up. She was dealing with it. She was there. She was with you. But then when you messed up, that gave her an out, and she's taking it. So now she told him too, because he kept on throughout the episode trying to beg her to come and go with him. She finally told him, listen, I think I might be in love with Maurice. So hopefully this tour, Charles will just go ahead on this tour and he can just move on. Because they also told him that it could lead into a permanent residency in Memphis. So he might just be moving away altogether. So T has Hoop to bring down some vehicles from the D. And then Meech, of course, had his crew, Duffy and his crew, to bring some from Atlanta. And they're having Francois to just pimp them out, basically. Get them ready, get the secret compartments in them so that they can hide their merchandise and everything like that. So they about to make their moves. So then we see Blaze, Captain Gar, I think his name is. They're at the... We actually saw Captain Gar at the club with Blaze. So we found out he dirty. He dibbling and dabbling with Blaze and all that type of a lifestyle. So we see them at the morgue, and it's Tyson's body. So you have to come there to identify the body. And Henri walks in, and she snatches that cover bag, and boy, she loses it because she sees her precious cousin laying there. And she wants heads to roll. So when she found out where did they find the body, she knows that body, Bryant dumped that body very, very close to T's restaurant. So she's on a rampage for T. She's after him. She wants him. So we see T and Meech at the hotel, and they decide, hey, they're getting ready to get up out of there because, the vehicles are ready to transport. It's time to hit the road. Markeisha once again, came at T like, how you gonna be the big boss and you driving? You supposed to have your little like she really, really. She tries to build him up, but she tears him down too. We supposed to be here another week. Why you got to go driving? You acting like you the what she called him, like the flunky, whatever. You acting like you're not supposed to be driving product, but she don't know everything that's going on. She just be popping off at the mouth, and they get into it, and she say some ugly stuff, but she storms off, let him know that she's not gonna be waiting on him in Detroit. Right. I guess she gonna go be with Vince. I don't know, but she let him know, you're not coming back to me. When you come back, don't expect to see me. So T, gets his stuff and he goes down, and Meech and Angel down there waiting on him because they all gonna hit the road together. And Glock and his crew starts flooding the lobby of their hotel. They done found out where they stand. So they got to pull a fast one and maneuver up out of there. And it looked like, so what they decided to do, because Glock was standing by himself and the rest of the crew was all off somewhere. So it looks like they decided to run in the direction of where Glock was. And when they did that, in female fashion, Angel drops her purse. So that makes Glock look and notice them because they were trying to sneak behind him. And Meech just rushed him and start beating the crap out of him. Well, when he does this, his crew starts to bussing. And it looked like your crew, you got killed by your own crew. A stray bullet from your crew. That's what it looked like to me. But we'll see what happened. But it looked like he got hit by one of his own crew members trying to take out Meech. Maybe Terry's gun did it. I don't know. But it looked like one of his crew members. That's the way it just looked. It replayed to me like he got hit by one of his crew members. But anyway, they get up out of there. They escape. And they make it to the garage where Francois and all, everybody else in the cars. So they pull a little a trick move coming up out of the garage. Glock's crew followed the wrong crew. So they met back up at the beach after they lost him. But, it took Meech a while to make it there. And they get to the beach. And that's when they decide to, go on, hit the road. They lost them, whatever. They didn't really show what happened. So I don't know. Because we just paying back to the crew that made it to the beach first. T, Francois, Duffy, and a couple of the others. And they were just, killing time talking. And then, they were waiting on Meech. We knew they were waiting on Meech. And then Meech came, of course. So, hey, they decided, hey, it's time to get on the road. Gas up. Let's hit the road. Head to Atlanta. So next we're back in Detroit. And we see Hoop coming out of the restaurant. And he got a big bag of trash. So I'm assuming when he came to Miami, he just dropped off the vehicles and then got back to Detroit. Because, he had to, make sure things good. T's out of town. And he came out of the restaurant and Henri is out there and just started bussing. And got him. And yells, tell T that he's next. So, R.I.P. Hoop. R.I.P. Glock. So we had two of the main characters for this season. They gone. Cuts back to Meech and the crew. And yep, but sure enough, with Remy's little ratting behind, Red Dog got him hemmed up. They on the side of the road, got him hemmed up. They searching the vehicle. Of course, they can't find nothing. But they tell Meech and T, we're impounding these. We're taking these with us. So there go all their money going with Red Dog. So we don't know what's going to happen. If they're going to just keep looking, they can't find nothing, give it back to them. I don't know. That's kind of puzzling to me. But as it's going off, Meech is talking about how, with that killer instinct in him and being the top dog, he not going to lose. He going to win. So, Meech going to come up with another plan. I kind of felt like they had him say that and reveal that mainly because of the way T has been making moves. Then T made that comment to him at the beach about how he's learned to be the boss and learned to move without him. T, you're about a yard or two behind Meech. Probably a whole football field behind Meech, man. Calm down. But yeah, we got a lot to look forward to for this last episode that's coming up, episode 10 for next week. We got a lot, to cover, a lot of answers like what's going to happen with this product. With, when T gets back to Detroit and he finds out Hoop is gone. Henri's after him. What's going to happen with her, Brian, all that. We got a lot of things to answer, a lot of things to unpack. So we shall see what's gonna come up. But anyway, that's all I got. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as always, stay safe and on to the next one. Peace.